San Antonio was on fire. The Frost Bank Center roared on July 18, 2025, as Friday Night SmackDown delivered a seismic episode just 2 weeks out from SummerSlam. And this wasn't just another step toward the biggest party of the summer, it was a turning point. A statement. A battle cry from superstars determined to carve their names into history before the lights blaze in full at the grand stage. From top to bottom, this night was bursting with tension, betrayal, and pure momentum. The contract signing between John Cena and Cody Rhodes wasn't just paperwork, it was prophecy. Two icons, two eras, face to face, no frills, no cheap shots, no chaos, just a moment frozen in time. The energy, nuclear. The crowd knew they were witnessing a pact between destiny and danger. But that was only one layer. The ripple effects from Evolution and Saturday night's main event were still shaking the locker room walls. The rivalries sparked in those chaotic nights are now beginning to boil, and SummerSlam will be the eruption. Let's talk dominance. Stephanie Vaquer showed up and showed out. She locked horns with Alba Fire, and in a battle of grit, Stephanie came out on top. She's proving she's no longer just a buzzworthy name, she's a legitimate contender, a force with presence and precision. The victory wasn't flashy, but it was decisive. And that was only the beginning of the night's firepower from the women's division. Charlotte Flair returned to the ring like a storm given shape. But this wasn't the usual Charlotte. No, this time she walked in with an uneasy ally, Alexa Bliss. Not quite friends, not quite enemies. An alliance of convenience, maybe strategy, maybe survival. And together, it worked. Charlotte took on the powerhouse Raquel Rodriguez and, with Alexa lurking at ringside, got the win. Some will call it manipulation. Others will call it teamwork. But what no one can deny is this: Charlotte Flair is circling gold again, and Alexa Bliss is somewhere close enough to touch it too. This duo is messy, unstable, dangerous, but that's what makes it work. The enemy of my enemy is sometimes just my SummerSlam ticket. Meanwhile, the men's division caught fire, literally, with a clash that escalated a growing inferno. Damian Priest faced off against Carmelo Hayes in what could have been a show-stealing bout. But the match didn't end with a clean winner. Instead, it was Aleister Black, dark, calculating, and absolutely unhinged, who inserted himself like a ghost made real, costing Hayes the match via disqualification. But don't misunderstand, this wasn't about Priest walking away with a win. This was about chaos. Because Aleister isn't here to compete. He's here to burn everything down. The rivalry between Hayes and Black is no longer a slow simmer. It's a wildfire. It's not just a feud, it's a philosophy clash. Flash versus Fury. Light versus shadow. In SummerSlam, it might not be big enough to contain what they're building. And then there's the elephant in the room, the growing question that's turning every backstage hallway into a powder keg. Where is Jacob Fatu? Week after week, his name is whispered, shouted, summoned by the likes of Solo Sikoa. The MFTs are at a boiling point. Their car accident still looms in mystery, and Solo continues to demand answers, demand reinforcements. And Jacob Fatu, still unseen, still unknown. But every time his name is spoken, the air changes. And when he arrives, because everyone knows it's a when, not an if, SmackDown might never be the same again. This episode, more than anything, was about movement, momentum, forward charge. Every superstar who stepped into the light on July 18 came with something to prove. And some, like Cena, Rhodes, Vaquer, Flair, and Bliss, proved it. Others, like Hayes, like Raquel, like Fire, they've been warned. Their stories aren't over, but their paths just got harder. The SummerSlam card is coming into focus, but it's doing so violently. Nothing is safe. No match is secure. No partnership is pure. The Frost Bank Center didn't just host SmackDown. It hosted a prophecy that this summer won't be defined by title matches or marquee names alone. It will be defined by fire. By those bold enough to light it. By those willing to burn everything they once were just to become who they were meant to be. The contract has been signed. The betrayals have begun. The alliances are shaky. And the crowd, they're watching legends rise.